Night. I had the pleasure of working with a lady that I've worked with for quite a long time. She has done a lot of personal development. In many ways, she inspires me to always continually grow and step up. Anyway, I had the honour of working with her last night, and we were exploring some limiting beliefs that felt like they were suffocating. And a realization that came through to her, which I wanted to sort of share with you guys, was how negative emotions and negative beliefs are almost like taking a breath in and never letting it go. Because again, society and the way that most women have been raised has us believing that negative emotions are not good things, and rather than actually addressing them, the very best thing to do is to either bottle them up, so shove them down, or shove them to the side and pretend that they're not there. And instead of approaching and addressing the negative emotion, we are encouraged to focus on the story that creates the emotion in the first place. And this is why so many women get so caught up trying to understand the details of why things have happened to them in the past, why things are currently happening, why things are going to continue to happen to them. We focus so much on detail that creates the busy head that we forget to address the emotion. And every time we shift over to the detail, it's like we forget to breathe. And so I thought it could be fun if you were to take a big breath in now and not release it, and try and have a conversation with someone else, and try and think and try to do all these things that you have to do, but never actually release that breath that you've taken in. What happens? Our chest starts to fill up. It starts to get tight. We start to draw in and up. So we create tension in our shoulders. We lose our neck. We create this space around our neck and our brain that causes us to constrict. We start to force things out rather than being able to run in flow. Our heads freeze on whatever it is that we're focusing on because we forget to breathe out. And this is kind of what happens when we start to feel a negative emotion and not allow ourselves to address it. We breathe in, we shove it down, and then we keep on going. And then rather than breathing out, we breathe in again, and we feel another emotion, and we push it down even more, and we keep breathing in and in and in, and we forget to release and let it go. And that's what allows us to be able to go into flow. This is what makes us female. This is what makes us human, really, is that ability to breathe in and breathe out. It's that constant movement of in and out. And your emotions are very similar. They are going to come in via external situations. Things and people are going to cause you to feel shitty and overwhelmed and anxious and stressed out. You're taking in an emotion from an external event. But if you keep breathing in and forget to release out, then you are limiting your ability to be able to stay in flow. And so what I thought might be kind of cool for you to do is recognize when you are breathing in. Recognize when you're holding that emotion in. Feel your body constrict as you bring all of that in. And then bring your attention back to breath. Okay? Now, to coincide this with emotional confidence, to coincide this with being able to actually do something with the specific emotional belief that you feel, the steps would be something like: recognize when a situation is happening and ask yourself, what is this situation making me feel? As a female, it is so super important that you get out of the story and come back to the emotion or the belief behind the story. So name whatever it is that you are feeling. What is it? I am feeling overwhelmed. I am feeling anxious. I am feeling stressed. Right. Once you have named what it is that you are feeling, where in your body do you feel it? Physically become aware of where that emotion lives, because your brain and your body are connected very much. There's like a channel that runs between the two. And every emotion that you feel lives in a specific part of your body. Problem is, when we're breathing in and we get so caught up in the emotion, we perceive that the emotion is everywhere. And when it's everywhere, it makes it very daunting to try and recognize and release it, doesn't it? So by pinpointing where the emotion lives within your body, I feel anxious in the chest, I feel anxious in the breath, I feel angry in the head, doesn't matter where it is, name where the emotion lives for you. These two very basic steps of what am I feeling and where does it live is going to give your brain the ability to create space from it, because no longer is it caught up in the story, no longer is it caught up everywhere in your body, it is now somewhere specific. And so then take a breath in and feel the fresh air of that breath go into the space where that emotion lives. So let's say you're feeling stressed out, and stressed out lives in your chest. So you're feeling the tightness in your chest. Breathe in and feel the breath of your air, the air of your breath come into your chest. Really feel that coolness come into that breath space, and then breathe it out. And allow whatever emotion it is that you're feeling to release with the breath. Now, this is not a long-term solution, girls, and this is not something that is going to solve your problem. But what it is going to do is give you the ability to at least create space and relax your body enough to start looking at things differently. And when you've created that space, when you've created that relaxation within your body, then you can ask yourself those questions that I love oh so much. What can I do right now? Is this my issue to take on board? Or am I trying to take on someone else's shit? Is this a situation that I really need to involve myself in? And if it is, what can I do to make sure that I am serving me as best I can in this situation? Do I need to speak my truth? Do I need to stand up for myself? Do I need to acknowledge that what is going on is not right? Or am I best just to leave it because it's not my shit to take on board, and go and spend and focus my time and energy on something that will in fact serve me? Remember, you always have a choice, but the longer you stay caught up in the stories of external situations that do or do not involve you, as long as you stay caught up in the details of that shit and you don't acknowledge what's actually going on in you, then you're going to stay trapped. You're going to feel like your breath is in and you're never actually releasing that breath. You're never going back to flow. So remember, just like it's natural for you to breathe in and breathe out every single day, it is natural for you to take on board emotions, but it is also and can also be natural for you to release the emotions when they're not serving you. And like I said, this is just one conscious strategy that you might choose to use. There are much deeper strategies available. There are much more gutsy meat and potato kind of things that I can teach you that are going to give you the ability to really move through that nonsense. However, this is at least one step in the right direction for you. And if you remember to use it, I know that you're going to be able to become more at peace with what it is that you're feeling. And when you're not holding it in, you're giving yourself the permission to let it go. And that is where you start to move forward. So if this stuff is resonating with you and you're interested in learning more, please remember I offer multiple programs to help women to really address this shit at the core. One of them is Own Your BS, the group program, which starts May 1st. The second is working with me exclusively one-on-one with Emotional Detox. So depending on where you are at in your journey of emotional confidence, either one of those are going to be your best option. And if you want more details, please feel free to reach out and contact me and we can have a chat. In the meantime, remember to recognize what is it that you are taking on board? What are you holding on to? How are you restricting the flow of your breath and your emotions by just breathing in and forgetting to release? And remember, name it. What am I feeling? Where does it live? Breathe into it, release it, and then focus on what it is that you can control. What can you do right now to bring you back to you, to honor your truth and honor who you want to be, who you need to be right at this moment in time? And let me know how you go when you start breathing in and breathing out your emotions. Recognize and release and go back to flow as often as you possibly can. Mwah. Love to all. Bye.